Shalom and good morning. Today we are going to continue reading in YashaYahu, chapter 13. The message concerning Babel, which YashaYahu, son of Amot, saw. Lift up a banner on the high mountain, raise your voice to them. Wave your hand, let them enter the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my set-apart ones. I have also called my mighty men for my displeasure, my proudly executing ones. The noise of an uproar in the mountains, like that of many people, a noise of uproar of the reins of nations gathered together. Yahu'ah of hosts is gathering an army for battle. They are coming from a distant land, from the end of the Shemaim, even Yahu'ah and his weapons of displeasure, to destroy all the earth. Howl, for the day of Yahu'ah is near. It comes as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore all hands go limp, every man's heart melts, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows take hold of them. They are in pain as a woman in labor. They are amazed at one another, their faces aflame. See, the day of Yahuwah is coming, fierce with wrath and heat of displeasure, to lay the earth waste and destroy its sinners from it. For the stars of the Shemaim and their constellations do not give off their light. The sun shall be dark at its rising, and the moon not send out its light. And I shall punish the world for its evil, and the wrong for their crookedness, and shall put an end to the arrogance of the proud, and lay low the pride of the ruthless. I shall make mortal man scarcer than fine gold, and mankind scarcer than the gold of Ophir. So I shall make the Shemaims tremble, and the earth shall shake from her place, in the wrath of Yahuwah of hosts, and in the day of the heat of his displeasure. And it shall be as the hunted gazelle, and as a sheep that no man takes. Every man turns to his own people, and everyone flees to his own land. Whoever is found in thrust through is thrust through, and everyone taken falls by the sword. And their children are dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses plundered, and their wives ravished. See, I am stirring up the Medes against them, who do not regard silver, and as for gold, they do not delight in it. And bows dash the young to pieces, and they have no compassion on the fruit of the womb. Their eye spares no children. And Babel, the splendor of reigns, the comeliness of the pride of Casdim, shall be as when Aluah overthrew Sodom and Amorah. She shall never be inhabited, nor be settled from generation to generation. Nor shall the Arabian pitch tents there, nor shepherds rest their flocks there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be filled with owls. And ostriches shall dwell there, and wild goats frolic there. And hyenas shall cry in their citadels, and jackals in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days are not drawn out. Chapter 14. Because Yahuwah has compassion on Jacob, and shall again choose Yisrael, and give them rest in their own land, and the strangers shall join them, and they shall cling to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their own place. And the house of YashaYahu shall possess them for servants, and female servants in the land of Yahu'ah. And they shall make captives of their captors, and rule over their oppressors. And it shall be in the day Yahuwah gives you rest from your sorrow, and from your trouble, and the hard service in which you were made to serve, that you shall take up this proverb against the sovereign of Babel, and say, how the oppressor has ceased, the gold gatherer ceased. Yahuwah has broken the staff of the wrong, the scepter of the rulers. He who struck the people in wrath with ceaseless blows, he who ruled the nations in displeasure, is persecuted, and no one restrains. All the earth is at rest and at peace. They shall break forth into singing. Even the cypress trees rejoice over you, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since you were cut down, no woodcutter has come up against us. Sheol from beneath is excited about you, to meet you at your coming. It stirs up the dead for you, all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the sovereigns of the nations. All of them respond and say to you, have you also become as weak as we? Have you become like us? Your arrogance has been brought down to Sheol, and the sound of your stringed instruments. The maggot is spread under you, and worms cover you. How you have fallen from the Shemayim, O Helah, son of the morning. You have been cut down to the ground, you who laid low the nations. For you have said in your heart, let me go up to the Shemayim. Let me raise my throne above the stars of El, and let me sit in the mount of appointment on the sides of the north. Let me go up above the heights of the clouds. Let me be like the Most High. But you are brought down to Sheol, to the sides of the pit. Those who see you stare at you and ponder over you, saying, is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook rains, who made the world as a wilderness and destroyed its cities, who would not open the house of his prisoners? All the sovereigns of the nations, all of them, were laid in esteem, every one in his own house. But you have been thrown from your burial site like an abominable branch, like the garment of those who were killed, thrust through with a sword, who go down to the stones of the pit, like a trampled corpse. You are not joined with them in the burial place, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Let the seed of evil doers never be mentioned. Prepare his children for slaughter because of the crookedness of their fathers, lest they rise up and possess the land, and fill the face of the world with cities. And I shall rise up against them, declares Yahuwah of hosts, and shall cut off from Babel the name of and remnant, and offspring and descendants, declares Yahuwah. And I shall make it a possession for the porcupine, and marshes of muddy water, and shall sweep it with the broom of destruction, declares Yahuwah of hosts. Yahuwah of hosts has sworn, saying, truly as I have planned, so shall it be, and as I have purposed, so it stands. To break Ashur in my land, and tread him down on my mountains, and his yoke shall be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the counsel that is counseled for all the earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out over all the nations. For Yahuwah of hosts has counseled, and who annuls it? And his hand that has stretched out, who turns it back? This is the message which came in the year that sovereign Ahaz died. Do not rejoice, all of you Philistia, that the rod that struck you is broken. For out of the serpent's roots comes forth an adder, and its offspring is a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy lie down in safety. And it shall kill your roots with scarcity of food, and it shall kill your remnant. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, melt away, all of you Philistia. For smoke shall come from the north, and there is no stranger in his ranks. And what does one answer the messengers of a nation? That Yahu'ah has founded Sion, and the poor of his people take refuge in it. Chapter 15. The message concerning Moab, because in the night of of Moab was laid waste, was silenced. Because in the night Kir of Moab was laid waste and was silenced. He has gone up to the house of Gibeon, to the high places, to weep. Moab is wailing over Nebo and over Medeba. On all their heads is baldness, and every beard is cut off. In their streets they shall put on sackcloth, and on the tops of their houses and in their streets everyone wails, weeping bitterly. And Heshbon and Elheliah cry out, their voice shall be heard as far as Yahatz. Therefore the armed ones of Moab shout, his being shall tremble within him. My own heart is toward Moab. Her fugitives cry unto Seor like a 3-year-old heifer. For by the ascent of Luhith they go up with weeping. For in the way of Horonim they raise a cry of destruction. For the waters of Nimrim are waste, for the green grass has withered away. The grass fails, there is no greenness. Therefore the wealth acquired and stored up they take away to the wadi of the willows. For the cry has gone all around the borders of Moab, its wailing to Eglaim, and its wailing to Be'er Eliam. For the waters of Dimon shall be filled with blood. For I shall bring more upon Dimon, lions upon him who escapes from Moab, and the remnant of the land.